Welcome, everyone, to Mizpah's Becoming a Father series. This is part 8 of our ongoing series in which we follow Mizpah, who has become a new father just a little over 5 months ago. Marcus Fredrickson plays us in and out of every episode. Make sure you check him out, reverbnation.com/Marcus Fredrickson, and hit that subscribe button. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Mizpah, this is part 8. She's just a hair over 5 months old now.
Yeah.
How are things going with that?
Way too fast. Everybody tells you that things go quick, and you expect that, but I just am not ready for how fast they're going. She's becoming a little bit independent now. She's developing a very independent personality. She's started holding her bottle on her own, sitting up on her own, swatting at my hand when I try to do something for her.
Yep.
And then getting mad that she can't do it herself yet.
Yep, of course.
And she's only 5 months old.
Yeah. I remember last time you were over, she's starting to develop a personality and an attitude as well.
I'm not sure where she gets that attitude from.
Yeah, I would have no idea.
It's got to be her mom.
Yeah, that was absolutely not something she got from the both of you. There's no chance of that ever.
But yeah, I'm excited to see her reach these points where, she does things for the first time, like the first time she holds her bottle and stuff like that. But I'm not ready for her to start growing up yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting. I mean, we're on part 8 of this, and she's 5 months old. I'm thinking, by episode 10 or 11, we're going to be doing, and she's driving.
It feels that way. It definitely feels that way.
So she's starting to become more independent. Has she started crawling yet, or
she's started rolling onto her side.
So she started rolling.
She hasn't quite rolled over all the way yet, but we're close to that. We have been doing some stomach exercises and stuff where, we lay her on her belly and let her try to reach for things and play with things. And boy, does she hate that.
Yeah.
She protests that with a passion.
Yeah.
And, I probably don't do it as often as I should be, or for as long as I should be. But it's hard. She's sitting there screaming and crying and throwing herself around, and it's really hard just to let her go and do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But teaching, being frustrated and stuff is something that, she'll need to learn anyway. So it's good you're starting early, I'm sure. But I'm sure it's got to be difficult to hear her crying and stuff, and then for her own good, that's got to be terribly difficult.
It is. And I had always said, I wasn't going to be that kind of parent who would want to intervene and be like, oh no, it's okay. Yeah. I'm that parent.
Yeah.
That wants to jump in and be like, okay, we don't have to do this today. We'll do it later.
Yeah.
But so I do struggle with that. And, it's something I have to be mindful of. I have that conversation in my head of, no, she needs to do this. Let her be mad. Let her get angry. Let her, figure it out.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's been kind of where we're at right now. But she's, she smiles and laughs at you, and she's started trying to mimic some of the things that we do now.
Yeah.
Like the other day, she had seen me playing on my phone, looking at, Facebook videos and stuff. Well, all of a sudden she wanted to look too.
Yeah.
So, I laid down beside her and just had my phone there and pulled up a couple of, videos, and all of a sudden she's trying to touch the screen, and she sees us doing that.
Yep.
So she's trying to do that.
Yep.
And here we are. I have a 5-month-old who's trying to use a phone.
Yeah, that you're gonna love that in about 2 years. Absolutely, you're just gonna love that.
So, but that's kind of cool to watch, like, that monkey see, monkey do kind of thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's learning from you. So, and
However,
as
monkey see,
independent,
monkey do means daddy needs to be very mindful of his P's and Q's.
yeah,
I've found that it's been brought to my attention that I curse a little bit more than I thought I did.
yeah,
And I've been working on that, and that's been very difficult, especially when I get frustrated with something.
yeah.
So, I've often wondered why parents spoke in fragmented sentences,
Yeah.
and I think I understand why now.
And it is something you got to be mindful of. I was playing Grand Theft Auto earlier, and my 7-year-old was running around, and we're talking about the businesses and this and that, and my brother's like, "Dude, code words." We were like, "Oh man!" And then even then, we were like, we were almost like, "Gosh,"
Yep. Yep.
You gotta, yeah, it's something you gotta watch to be sure.
And I finally said the first phrase that I never thought I'd hear myself say. So we had gotten her just this little like stuffed pig. Actually, her aunt had gotten it for her. And she was chewing on the little like tag that's on it. Well, she kept gagging herself with it because she's now discovered she can. So like now she like sucks on her fingers and like gags herself with her fingers, and it's just a phase that they go through.
Yeah, it's something new she learned. She thinks she can, or
But
she doesn't think she can now. Yeah.
Turned it. I looked at her. I was like, "Quit gagging yourself." And I just stopped. I was like, "That's not something that you normally say."
Yeah.
So I have a feeling there'll be lots more of those in my future.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. So I guess there's not really much else to cover at this moment. How are both you and the Breeze are now back to work? Yeah.
Yeah, we're both back to work now. We're pretty lucky. The Breeze actually works from home all but 2 days a week.
That's good.
And
that's got to be helpful.
My mom, she's been a huge help to us. So she comes down and kind of helps out during the day when the Breeze is at home working, to keep an eye on her. So it's kind of almost like part-time babysitting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But she's there, but she's not needed all the time.
Yeah.
So, and it gives my mom something to do. I have to twist her arm real hard to spend time with Sammy, let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
But she loves her Mimi. She sees her, she lights up, she giggles, she laughs. And it's gotten to the point where all you have to do is mention Mimi's name and she just starts smiling and laughing.
Yeah, I bet. Absolutely.
The two of them have quite the bond already.
Yeah, no doubt. That's excellent. There was something else you actually wanted to talk about before we close out this episode. This is actually going to be, we're in April now. It's going to be your month off from the Boiling Point podcast, except for continuing this series. And you wanted that time off because it's fishing season, and that's something that you normally do every year as you go fishing.
Yeah. So today actually was the first day of trout season. And it's something that's important to me. It's something I've done with my dad ever since I could remember. It's a little bittersweet now because, as you know, my dad actually had passed away during the first day of trout season a few years ago.
Yeah.
So now, that first day I kind of go out. It's more about honoring him than it is really fishing.
Yeah.
Like I kind of have little things that I do, like if I catch a fish, the first fish I catch, I typically let go, and that's Dad's fish.
Yeah.
Things like that. And today I was sitting there and it was raining and the fish weren't really biting all that much for about an hour or so. And I was reflecting on all the things that my dad had taught me, all these things that I could remember. And, some of them are things that he had said to me so many times that when I remember them, I actually remember them in his voice.
Yeah. I can relate to that. Yeah. I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah, I kind of had a moment because I started thinking about all the things that I'm going to get to be able to teach Sammy. And, I hope that she, wants to learn to fish and things like that so that I can show her how to do that. And
yeah,
I pray to God that I have half the patience my father did.
Yeah.
Like, just give me half. I'll be able to work with that. But, my dad was a very, very patient man. And I'm not very patient.
I think you will be with her though.
But I'm going to I really look forward to that because watching her catch her first fish, or watching her, seeing that excitement of her doing things that mean something to her, something she had to work hard for, and seeing that pure joy of getting to that goal, that means more to me than me catching a fish, for example.
Yeah.
So I just kind of sat there today and I was reflecting on that a little bit, and it was gave me something, I don't want to say it gave me something to look forward to, but it kind of gave me that moment of, oh, well, these are some things that I might be able to do. These, things like that.
Yeah.
And in a way, it'll be carrying on a little bit of my dad's memory too, because I'll be able to tell her stories about when, me and Grandpa did this, and me and Grandpa did that, and when Grandpa showed me this.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to be able to get to know him. So she's going to have to get to know him through me.
Yeah.
And that, I thought that was something that, I would always feel a little sad about, that she wasn't going to get to know my dad at all. But actually now it's turned into something that I kind of look forward to doing.
Yeah.
Because now it's on me to teach her those things.
Yeah.
And to tell her those stories. And it's a way for me to honor him as well.
Yep. Absolutely. I get to do the same thing with my 7-year-old nephew. We're in the same boat in that category, both having lost our dad. So yeah, we get to show them now. They'll learn about him through us. So absolutely, I relate to you on that one.
Yeah, of course, my dad would say that I won't do half as good a job as he did, but half as good a job is better than not at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that.
But yeah, by the time we do another episode, she should be, walking and driving and
boyfriend,
graduating high school and
that's what I'm saying. So yeah, it goes by quick. We're already at 5 months. This is our 8th episode. It seems like so much time passes. We can't even get an episode in sometimes. Of course, that's part of being a new father. Your time is very stretched thin at the moment.
I mean, here it is. It's after midnight, and we're sitting down to do an episode. So,
yes, and this is the second episode I shot today. So,
and that has been something that's been a little hard for me to adjust to, because I'm used to just kind of doing my own schedule. Like, whenever I wanted to do something, it's, hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do that. And now it's very much, sure, we'll be there after we feed the baby. Well, the baby needs changed, but we're on our way after we get that taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, she's sleeping right now, so right now is not good for us.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll give you a call in a couple hours.
Yep.
And that's something that I personally have had to adjust to because I'm somebody who's always tried to be on time, everywhere I go. And now it's almost like I feel like I'm making excuses for why I'm running late and stuff.
Well, you're not making excuses.
But
It's the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's just the way it is.
But it's still something that I've had to adjust to.
Yeah.
So, but and it never fails. You're getting ready to walk out the door, and all of a sudden, somebody needs changed.
Yep.
Or now you start looking at your watch and going, all right, well, she just ate an hour ago. We should have time to run out to the store and do our grocery shopping, get that done, and get back before she needs to eat. Or, well, we're not going to have time to feed her before we get home, so we better throw a bottle in the diaper bag and take it with so that we have one. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be about cover this episode. Make sure you tune into our next episode part 9, where she's probably will be eating whole foods by then.
She might be cooking by then.
Yeah. Mizpah's drinking from our travel coffee mug. Make sure you go to our storefront and check that out. It's bonfire.com/store/the Boiling Point Podcasts. Music by Marcus Fredrickson, reverbnation.com/Marcus Fredrickson. Go check out some of his music and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble.
And your shirt's on the page too, right?
Yes, the American Cross is on the Boiling Point Podcast. Yes, and you can get the American Cross on a number of different items. So check out our storefront and pick up something. Support the brand as we try and continue to grow the show. This has been episode 8 of Mizpah's Becoming a Father series. And Mizpah, thank you for letting us all in on this journey.
Well, thank you.
I am your host, JD, and that's the end.
Good night.